Hi, this is Zak Mir with the US Chartbreakers here at Zak's Traders Cafe for Sunday, the 31st of August. Starting off with the S&P, which got a little bit tired by the end of the week, but still above or within that rising trend channel from back in April, 64.20, the nominal figure there. But we do have, well, the figure of support rather, we do have, or have had a RSI failure through that resistance line there. So might have to brace ourselves for a test of the 50-day line at 63.16 at some point in over coming weeks. But obviously, we want to see an end of day close back below the April line 64.20 before assuming that's on its way. Otherwise, in the meantime, that area is actually a buying zone. On the upside, 66.60 or even 66.66 perhaps even, top of the channel there. That could be the end of the month target while we remain above. End of September target rather while we remain above 64.20. Maybe onto the Nasdaq, and here the picture that of a market which has also put in a slightly lower high, this time below the 23,800 level. We've got support at the 50-day line and the floor of that channel there from April, around 23,000, but at least while we're above 23,000, looking for progress towards the top of the April channel there, 24,500 by the end of September. If we do break down, the worst at the moment we're thinking of is post-July support there at 22,600. Hopefully that would be enough in terms of a retracement. Onto the stocks, and Aureus is next. And here we've got this stock retesting the original rising trend channel base there. So that's around the $4.34 level, and looking for this market to head up to the next level, which would be up to $6.50, hopefully by the end of next month. Get a proper clearance of that line on an end of day close basis. That basically means 435 plus. We've had a double bounce for the RSI at and above neutral 50, which should be enough to ensure we head up to 650 by the end of the next month. Ideally, there's no price action now back below 370, recent broken resistance. Stock which I don't think we've looked at before is Connect, and here you can see that we bounced off the floor of a rising trend channel there from February. We've had a touch of the 50-day line, but didn't need to do that again. Floor of the channel currently around $1.80 above that, looking for the main resistance here towards $2.50 in the first half of September. On to Bragg House, which is looking quite encouraging in terms of a rising trend channel base. We've got the shares bouncing above a rising 50-day line. We've had a double bounce for the RSI above neutral 50 as well, or at neutral 50. That suggests we'll have a breakout. Initial target here towards $2.45, best case up to $3.30 by the end of next month. Ideally, we stay above recent broken resistance around $1.30. On to Neo. And not the UK version. It is NeoGenomics rather, and here you can see that we've got the shares gapping up through resistance. That's through the $8 area. Above that, looking at the top of the broadening triangle there towards $12 by the end of September. And obviously, we're expecting and hoping that all the price action here will be above the $8 level. Next is Petco, and here gapping through resistance, recent resistance around the $3.60 mark. We're looking at the top of the channel there, which is currently heading towards $4.70, and we're looking at that well before the end of next month. Interesting setup coming up at QMMM or QMMM. Here we've got a rising trend channel, top of the channel, they're heading for $9. We're hoping for that by the end of next month, while we remain above recent support for the shares around the $4 mark on an end of day close basis. Hopefully, the stock can deliver. On to QVC, and here shares doing well within this rising trend channel base. Top of the channel there at $10, and the 50-day, rather the 200-day line at $10.74. But I think we're already doing well enough so that we can pencil in a fresh target here, which would be the upper parallel of that rising trend channel base. That's currently pointing as high as $16, which is something we would look for by the end of next month if we have a decent push towards that 200-day line. In the meantime, can see that the top of the gap there is around the $9 mark, and we're very close to that. So an end of day close above that hopefully is enough to give us $16 in coming weeks. Moving on to another situation which hopefully will deliver the goods, and it is Rein. And here you can see a broadening triangle base. Top of the triangle there heading for $1.76. We're looking for that by the end of next month, while we remain above recent broken support at $1.30. On to the last two. The first one, hopefully coming up in a second. And here you can see that the situation at Realm Therapeutics is one which is encouraging, rising trend channel base. Top of the channel there, $1.50. And we're looking for that over the next week or two while we remain above recent June resistance at 90 cents. The sizzle here, the double bounce for the RSI at neutral 50. Hopefully that provides momentum, as does the very clean break of the 200-day moving average that we had at 70 cents. The other point to note is that on Friday we had an unfilled gap to the upside and closed near the highs of the day, which also gives confidence that there's plenty more momentum in this situation that perhaps meets the eye. On to the last stock, which is VivoSim, and here rising trend channel base, good push through recent resistance around $2.35. Above that, looking for up to $3.80 or 90 by the end of next month. We've already obviously had a spike through towards the $3 mark at the end of the week. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow. Well, actually, during the week.